Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into Open Great League with a fantastic team. We're gonna use a Buzzwole up in front, while at the back both Bastion and Lantern will take over as our solid and bulky backline. So what I like about this team is that can take care of other fighters to protect your Bastion, has access to some coverage against those mad boys, especially with that bug typing of our fighter, and of course you can carry the move Water Gun on your Lantern to get extra coverage for those fire types so that the backline can protect Buzzwole in return against those Skeledirges, against those Talonflames, or whatever else your opponent might bring up against you. So this team is pretty strong. It started out like a fun experiment, to be fair, because I was getting pretty bored on Great League, but overall it started to grow on me, and I think that Buzzwole up in front has a lot of play right now on the Open Great League format. So let's see what we have going on here though, because my opponent will reach to the Ice Beam to finish off my Lantern from this HP range, and now we can easily farm down, but first I want to get some extra farm on my Bastion without getting the risk of getting hit with a move on my Buzzwole that early in this battle. So here comes now Stunfisk, and all of a sudden we have a crazy win con here because Earthquake is coming up, and even if they farm down with a Rock Slide remaining to go, we still have the superpower to finish off out of existence the remaining HP that this Pokemon is having, and we're gonna grab this victory to start off the video. So moving on now, and we're having a Golbat on the lead. Guess what? This is absolutely horrible. Not only am I gonna show you some competitive battles throughout the entirety of this video, but also we're gonna have some very bad leads. So stay tuned till the end. You definitely do not want to miss that. And Shadow Golbat, yeah, can absolutely farm us down with this, because if you didn't know, unlike the other fighters, Buzzwole is gonna struggle a lot against that flying type, being double super effective and pretty easily for that flyer to farm down your fighter. However, there is a trick, because the most popular flyer out there is gonna be something like a Skarmory, and since it carries the move now Steel Wing, you can still have a win con if you're kinda careful with a double superpower towards the long term of the battle. We're gonna get there in a while. So for now, let's see how this is gonna unfold, because my opponent is having here Swampert, and obviously against Mud Boys, my fighter will be kinda glassy, but still can provide the extra amount of pressure to guarantee the victory against my opponent. Into the next battle now, and we're having a Venusaur up against us. So this is not the worst, not the best, but still kinda good for us, let's say. But overall we can go for those lunges and have the upper hand, but those Latch Bombs, yeah, they are gonna hurt. So I'm just gonna take the move here. As you can see, even with a debuff it still does a lot. And after I block here the second one, I feel pretty comfortable that I can easily farm down with this the remaining HP that Venusaur is having. Now at the back they have Umbreon. I switched out here, perhaps I could stay in, but I did not want to risk getting farmed down by a simple wing attack or whatever on the switch, so that's why I did that. And overall we have a great team around that Umbreon, so we're just gonna stay in here with our Lantern, as it seems they also want to stay in. They want to avoid the matchup with my Bloodborne Pokemon, but overall we're just gonna go at it with another charge attack. Here comes the Surf, just gonna undercharge it so that I can farm a little bit extra when my Bloodborne is gonna return into the battle, and here it comes. So down goes Umbreon, and now they have a Lantern at the back. This means that we can easily do some really nice amount of damage on their end, especially after the first debuff. We can get now to the second launch much easier, and of course this Pokemon is gonna be kinda off our lunch break, and at this point, yeah, we have now the return of the Bastion to finish off whatever remains on their team. As it seems they have some surfs, but after all those debuffs we're just gonna stand victorious eventually, because Stone Edge will connect. Down they go, and I believe that my opponent will just surrender at this point. So against the Skarmory, here it is trainers, the most popular bird out there for Great League after the recent update on Steel Wing, and yeah, we need to get out of there as soon as possible. And of course our go-to Pokemon is gonna be Lantern, but it is not the end of the world. My opponent will throw some energy, which is kinda weird, kinda, I don't know, I would not do that. And in return we're having now the Lantern on the mirror, while they can still reach to the Thunderbolt. And do they have also Water Gun? wow, that's something that I was never expecting to see, and we can still farm down because of those crazily good IVs that we have. Now they have Skarmory, we have totally flipped around that lineup, and of course we might stand victorious over here with our Bastiodon over that Pokemon. However, at the back they have Clefable, and all of a sudden they're kinda weak to a Bastiodon, so I don't know what they were thinking, especially with Clefable having Charm over Fairy Wind. So here comes now the move, we are just gonna respect all this damage with the Meteor Mash, and now we have a lot of energy to spare. So here comes now my Stone Edge to finish off Clefable, but they want to block. Another Stone Edge is imminent, but first we're just gonna shield whatever they throw here because we're getting kinda low. So as it seems, we can still guarantee the farm down because this is a charm version after all, and right after we have the flamethrower and the symbol counter because this is a Buzzwole video. So into the next one, and the Deoxys might be kinda weak to our lunges, but still those Psycho Boost, I do not like my odds here. Even after the debuff, we cannot tank one for sure. So I'm just gonna respect the damage from that Psycho Boost, and Thunderbolt is coming off. Just gonna go ahead and throw the second lunge here before they reach to a weird Psycho Boost. They are over farming a lot, but instead they want to sacrifice the Deoxys as it seems. At the back they have Ludicolo, which got an update this season, and I'm just gonna try to catch the Scald or the Ice Beam on my Lantern. We can do that pretty nicely here, and now at the back they have the amazing Registeel. The Metal Trash Can returns into the battle, but to be fair, we can still provide a lot of pressure even after the debuff. Feels like that every Zap Cannon is just gonna have a 100% success rate on my end. I don't know what is happening, but it's kinda frustrating. So anyways, here comes now my Thunderbolt. This will bring Registeel kinda low, and of course we can reach now to the Surf. Are they gonna respect the damage here? No, all that energy gone on their end. They want to farm down with Ludicolo instead, but as it seems here we can have kinda the upper hand with our lunges able to debuff that Pokemon. Another lunge is imminent on the Ludicolo. They have to block here no matter what. Now Bastiodon can return, absolutely walling down this one, and even if they get to those super effective Scalds, we can still farm down with this, so at some point they have to forfeit this battle. Into the next one now with Buzzwole against a Serperior. You might be thinking, Ganeto, you have a bug type, they have a grass type, so obviously you're gonna be on the high ground here, but guess again, because Aerial Ace is gonna be double super effective, almost one-shotting my Pokemon, and I do not like those odds at all, especially when they can outspeed to the charge attack with ease. So here comes now the Aerial Ace from their end, and of course we're just gonna switch out now to our Lantern, seeing that Clodsire coming into the battle, and we're pretty happy about it. So Earthquake might connect here for super effective damage, but to be fair, I was getting a little bit too cocky here, and I'm just gonna fall short to that Pokemon. So the battle is definitely not over yet. Lance is coming from my end, but as it seems they still have Serperior, they still have another shield, so it all depends on what they might have at the back. If I was not too cocky throw those serves, I could have been on a better scenario, but right here I'm just gonna sacrifice my Buzzwole trying to farm some extra energy, but since they have a Bastiodon of their own, I'm just gonna fall in a miserable way against that opponent, so well played to them. But yeah, mistakes happened and I cannot take them back at this point, since we can only learn from them and move forward. So into the next battle, as we're meeting a Charizard, which we are gonna melt down in the process, and now they have the Chestnut returning into the battle. We have a lot of flamethrowers here, actually one, not a lot, and right after we're just gonna go ahead and take whatever they throw on our Bastiodon. So it is gonna be Frenzy Plant, which means that we can still reach to another flamethrower, but unfortunately for us, they have the energy to farm down over here. Doing so, they can guarantee that they might actually get a shield from my Buzzwole, since it is gonna be kinda classy, but instead I'm just gonna call it, and they have now as their third Pokemon Talonflame, and we're gonna get this victory to end this video in a positive tone. So that is gonna be all for today, trainers. You can see here the 5-0 that I had very early on my battles, and with that said, just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you are new to my content, and of course I have 2 videos over here for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will catch you up later into the next one.